I'm Matt, and this is the Shirtless Apprentice. This week on the Shirtless Apprentice, we're going to cover the basics of white balancing. The first thing you're going to want to know about white balancing, it's one of the main things that distinguishes kind of like home video from what we're going to call professional video or internet video. It really makes a big difference in skin tones and colors throughout the entirety of what you're videoing. And there's two main spectrums of white balance. There's what's called tungsten light, which is orange. That's like an incandescent light bulb. And there's sunlight and daylight. They are measured on a range which is called degrees Kelvin. They're measured in degrees Kelvin. Tungsten light being about 3,200 degrees Kelvin. Daylight being about 5,600 degrees Kelvin. 5,600 degrees Kelvin is blue or white light, 3,200 being tungsten. So when you're shooting and you're using incandescent lights, you're going to want to make sure that you white balance using a white card that's getting totally incandescent light on it, and you're going to white balance to that. If you're using a consumer camera, most likely the white balance symbol is going to be a light bulb. And that will give you colors that are accurate and a nice warm skin tone. Conversely, if you are outside, you're going to want to white balance to daylight. You're going to use a symbol of a sun or like a sunburst on a consumer camera, and that's going to give you kind of like a blue light. A good tip for shooting interviews, to warm up the skin tones a little bit, they make these cards called warm cards. The back of the card is just a regular white that you can white balance on. And on the front of the card is a little bit of a blue tint. And what that does is it gives you the opposite effect. So if you white balance something that's a little blue, it's going to give you the opposite color for your white balance. It's going to actually make the color a little warmer, a little more orange. They also make cool cards that are the opposite. They have an orange tinge to them. This will just warm up the skin tone a little, make the cheeks look a little rosier. It kind of helps when you're shooting interviews. And that's the basics of white balancing for internet video. I'm Matt, and this is the Shirtless Apprentice. On the next episode of the Shirtless Apprentice, we're going to cover the basics of sun guns. See you there. Andale, andale!